do something that kind of encompassed everything that I think is important.
Yeah.
And this is kind of it. Like, I'm a foodie, I'm an environmentalist, I love people.
People are actually sipping the coffee that you find, you roast, you package, and I would imagine there's a certain satisfaction to that.
Totally, totally. I love to hear people's opinions on like what they're tasting. I like to really see people sit down, so I really get a kick out of people just kind of noticing flavors and, you know, taking like a half an hour to sit back and enjoy a nice cup of coffee.
So when did you finally say, all right, I am jumping off this cliff, I'm going to leave the professional world that I've known and start my own venture?
Well, I've been thinking about coffee for a while. All throughout grad school, we visited a lot of coffee farms, but it actually wasn't until I had ended a relationship. I feel like this is where all like new beginnings start.
Yeah, you cut your hair.
Right?
Yeah, you cut your hair, you color your hair, or you start a coffee roasting business.
Right. And I left that relationship kind of thinking, well, this is as good a time as any to really focus on what I want for myself. And that's what I did. I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy a roaster. Majored in chemical engineering, where I learned about, you know, thermodynamics, heat transfer, process controls, which is a bit of a basis for roasting.
I was going to say, the chemical part of cooking is probably under-recognized. It's crucial to know what's happening inside these foods.
It's very critical. It's very critical. You know, you want to understand, well, I think it's good to understand the endo versus like the exothermic processes
I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say the exact same thing. I'm glad you said it.
The moisture loss.
Yeah.
Because that's where the different flavors come in, and that's where you really want to like pay attention to what's happening with the bean.
Once you set up your company and you decided, you know, we are doing this, how have you gone about creating it?
I wanted to get into business with an intention, an environmental intention, focusing on economic, social, and environmental sustainability. I wanted to get into a culture that was kind of universal and global, and coffee is definitely widespread.
That's true.
Yeah, and so in thinking about those things, coffee really spoke to me, and it still speaks to me. I love agriculture, and I love the agricultural growth aspect, and how farmers kind of react to change, climate change issues, soil quality issues, water issues. And I think that's underrated.
In the end, being a Jill of all trades ends up working really well to your advantage because you've done a lot.
If you look back, during that process, I think most people would be like, she has no idea what she's doing. Like, she doesn't know what she wants to do at all. And now it's kind of like, oh, that makes sense. But I didn't mean for it to make sense.
Yeah.
But it kind of has all come full circle.